Hi, Bert. This is the little monster I was telling you about. He likes to eat yarn. He's a naughty boy. Yeah. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining me again. My name is Holland, and I'm coming to you from West Michigan. I'm here to share with you my 2-week update. But backtracking a little bit, if you got the chance to watch my last video, the boyfriend's voiceover video, I really hope you enjoyed it. We had a really fun time making it. My partner is so cute. I really love how he is looking forward to making the next video. He was talking to me the other day and he was just so giddy. He's like, when do I get to do another one? I've never had someone so sweet who's actually interested in my crafts and hobbies. And it's convenient too because he watches football on Sundays. So while he's watching football, I can sit around and knit. Usually before the game, he'll ask me, he's like, what are you gonna work on today? And this time I have a really great answer for him because on today's 2-week update, I have my love's gable sweater. And I'm actually going to talk to you, it's kind of hard to see in here, but let's go talk to you in a different room. All right, guys, so we're in my craft room, and to do just a little bit of de-influencing, it's not tidy. Bunch of craft stuff, some candles, but the star of the show is this cable sweater. It is done blocking at this point, so let's take these pins out because I don't think there's any chance I can block it very much more than it is. It's nice and dry. It doesn't smell like sheep anymore, so that's cool. I suppose I should probably measure the dimensions. Taking these out won't change the dimensions too much. I don't think I have a tape measure up here either, so I will have to go find one so I can get the dimensions for you. I don't remember if I took before dimensions. I probably did, but I also probably didn't. So we will see. One of these days, I think it would be really cool to get like a proper blocking mat, because right now I'm blocking this on an old towel. I heard the issue with, was that all of them? I heard the issue with blocking on old towels is that it could leave it smelling a little musty, and I don't want that. So let me go get a measuring tape and we'll see the dimensions on this. Here's the moment of truth. This is a sweater I got from, I think like Aerie or Aeropostale or something like that. American Eagle. And this sweater fits my partner perfectly. So this is what I was using. Oh my gosh! As a guide? Look at that! It is darn near perfect. Holy cow. Okay, I'm gonna line up the shoulders. Wow! Oh my gosh! I did not expect it to be this perfect after blocking. Holy cow! This one might need a little bit more. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. So it looks like the armpit depth is quite a bit deeper, but we're just gonna say it's a cozy fit, right? Holy cow! I am so excited! Oh my gosh! You guys have no idea. So I think that means for this cable sweater, ooh, I could do this. That's the way it's like halvesies. So that means all I really have to do is add how many inches of, the hem down here. What is that, like 2 inches? I have a measuring tape. Yeah, like a 2-inch hem here, and then maybe like a 2-inch cuff, because the collar is already done. And I'm really hoping this collar's stretched out nicely. So when I fold it, let's see. Oh yeah, when I have it folded down like this, I wonder if I should have blocked it like that. Then it would have like kept its shape better, but I can always block it later. How exciting! Ooh! So yeah, there it is. There's my Love's Cable sweater. Wow, I am so excited. Okay, back to me. Isn't that so cool? Thank you for not judging me, or maybe only judging me a little bit on the state of my craft room. Oftentimes I have to keep the door shut because one of my kitties likes to eat yarn. And it wouldn't be as big of a deal. Like, yes, it would be heartbreaking if he just like chewed on the yarn, but he physically eats it. And I don't want him getting a bowel obstruction, so we try to keep the craft door closed all the time. For me, I struggle with object permanence. So if the door is shut, the things inside the room don't exist. So it's very easy for the craft room to become a massive mess because I just never see it. One of these days, I'd like to take you guys on a journey in possibly organizing the craft room. I want more shelves, I want more storage options, but that's not today. We're not dealing with that today. This weekend, I'm looking forward to continuing on my Love's Cable sweater. Oh, come on. Sometimes the lighting is good. I think if my face is in the camera, it doesn't light up because I'm so pale. I'm just reflecting all the light. But I think if my face is covered up, yeah, it brightens it much better. So I'll be talking to you like over here, like a little gremlin, like a little weirdo. But I'm so excited. It's basically the perfect length. I will have my partner try it on, and I'm going to make a little compilation video of the blocking process and his before and after, so you guys can see it. But mostly for myself, because this is my own 2-week update, so I can look back on it and see what kind of progress I've been making. The other work in progress I have to share with you today is my Belgian sweater. And my Belgian sweater looks way different than the last time I checked in. I frogged it. I frogged the entire thing. I frogged everything. I thought of just like frogging part of it because this bright orange section wasn't long enough. And since I only have a limited amount of yarn, I've got 5 balls, 50 grams of mohair. So because I've got such a limited amount of yarn, I wanted to make sure I was using what I had. So I brought it down a little bit. Because I'm not holding it together with a strand of merino, you can see the color work way better versus when it was being held together with the merino. It had this marling effect going on, and you couldn't really see the color work that much. But I love this so much better now that I've taken it out. It's going to be much lighter, much more airy. It is a little bit see-through. Can we see through it like that? It's a little bit see-through, but I'm okay with that. I love that. I don't need a thick, heavy sweater anyway. Another detail I did in this sweater when it came to the raglan increases, can we see those? I made sure to math it out so that way the peak of each scallop would be at the raglan increase. And then the raglan itself I would use in the original color or the primary color. That way it didn't look it looked so messy before. It looked like I didn't know what I was doing. So this way I was able to tidy it up quite a bit, and I like it so much better. Because it is a more airy, more flowy fabric too, I'm definitely okay if it isn't a long sweater, I'm okay if it's gonna be a little cropped, and I'm gonna be okay if the sleeves have to be a little shorter too. Just something I have to live with. The other thing that I didn't love about holding it one-on-one with the merino, let me go get a ball of that merino for you. I'll be right back. Can you kind of see how there's like little pink bits of color in there from, it's hand dyed from Julia's in, I think I got this from Antwerp in Belgium. But these little pink peachy hand dyed portions, they look so cute. I love them, but, and I wonder if it'll show it all when I do this. Not really. But when I was holding them together, there was something about the colors. They did not play well together. The pink plus the orange came out looking like dirty. And I do not want to knit a sweater that looks pre-dirty. Like, that's not what I want at all. I did like it because previously, before I frogged this, I had gotten to a portion of pink, and the pink with the pink looked super, super cute. But the pink with the orange just looked like dirty spots. So that's another reason why I frogged it. I don't feel bad about that because I don't want a sweater that looks pre-dirty. I will have to recake this. Can we see how like tightly this ball ended up getting wound? So I'm going to recake it so it's looser. I heard if you cake it too tight, it'll stretch out the yarn too much, and then you won't have a true like weight to it, or it'll mess up the weights. It'll make it too small. So that's fine. I'll have 2 balls of these. Maybe I can make a cute t-shirt or like a summer top or a tank top or something. We'll see, but not today. Those are my 2 works in progress. My Belgian colorwork mohair sweater. The mohair I'm using in this is Ambel Fanti. It's really nice. Oh, you can really see through it there when I do that. But yeah, 5 balls of Ambel Fanti, so those are 50 grams each. And then in my Love's Cable sweater here, I am using Plymouth Yarns Worsted Tweed. But yeah, I do have one item from the archives. It's not that one. I talked about that one last time. I still haven't put it away. But one item I have from the archives are these awesome pair of socks. These are the first socks I ever knit, and I knit them for my partner. He picked out the yarn and everything. I think he did an awesome job. This yarn looks way better than I thought it would. Because of all the different tones and colors in it, I was afraid that it would come out really muddy and mucky, and it can get a little muddled, but it just makes it look like a neutral the further back you get. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I loved working on this yarn. I think the yarn for this one was Malabrigio. I don't remember the colorway. I don't remember the weight of the yarn. I was still pretty new at knitting at that point, and we just grabbed what looked pretty. He grabbed what looked pretty. He did a great job. These socks were a toe up. They were a simple recipe. I did include an anatomical toe. So which side is it? This side has more diagonal than this side. Holy shit. Hi. I feel like you caught me being a dork.
Making sock puppets now, are we?
Is it dorky?
Glorious.
You scared the shit out of me. these socks. These socks were a toe-up recipe. I was watching someone on YouTube that I thought was amazing, so I will have to figure out how to link things, and I would love to link their video when I find out what their video and stuff is. These are an anatomical sock. So the increases on this side are less than the increases on this side. So this is the area where the big toe would go. I also included 1x1 ribbing in the midfoot for some extra, I don't know, what would you call that? Support, for some extra arch support. My partner says he loves it when he can feel like his arch is being squeezed a little bit. This one is using a short row heel, and we learned that the deeper your arch is, the more you need in the heel department. Don't quote me on that, I'm just guessing. So I think instead of this being like a 50-50 heel, it's like a 70-30 heel. So it's quite a lot of heel going on, but that gives him some extra room for his arch. And then once we get to the cuff of the sock, it's basically all 1x1 rib. Doing this 1x1 rib here, I learned how to do the Norwegian purl. For me, when I'm doing 1x1 rib or whatever, like, whatever type of rib, 1x1, 1x2, I like the Norwegian purl. I like it because you're basically just holding the yarn like you're knitting, and you don't have to bring the yarn forward like you're purling the whole time. It was a little fun to learn at first, but I really like it. So one of these days, the Norwegian purl will be a voiceover that I'll get my partner to do for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, I obviously made 2 of these because you should probably have 2 socks unless you don't have 2 feet. If you only have 1 foot, then you probably only need 1 sock. But yeah, so that was really cute. One thing I added too in this sock, at the time I was learning that back in the wars, women would use knitting as ways to code and as ways to transmit messages, because nobody's gonna question like a girl or a grandma just sitting there knitting, and they would include in their knitting Morse code, or coordinates, or different stitches would have different meanings to them. I think I also heard that they would tie knots in their yarn, and so as you roll the yarn you can count how many knots there are or the distances, and it was all codes and stuff. So around the edge, before I get to the ribbing, it's really tough to see, but I added some knits and some pearls as a little Morse code treat for him. So I really think he got a kick out of that. He's a big World War II nerd, and I think that's so cute. I finished this sock with a tubular cast off, or an Italian bind off. I don't know why I say cast offs, but you can tell I was very early in my knitting career, so it's a little floppy, it's a little wrinkly. I asked my partner if he was interested in me redoing these for him, and he says no, he loves them very much. The only thing is, he says he's afraid to damage them. He's afraid to wear them out, so he doesn't wear them that frequently. But maybe this winter during football season I can talk him into wearing them a little bit more. One more thing I'd like to add about these socks. You can see there's a bump right here. I'd never knit socks before, and one thing I don't like about it, or one thing I don't like about some socks, is when you wear them, they're awfully tight in this part of the foot, and I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to be too tight. So I added some goofy little increases, and now there's a really dumb bubble on the front angle of the sock. It's like that on both socks. I'm not proud of it, it was a learning experience, and we will call it a learning experience. I learned that I don't need to do that because it looks goofy and ridiculous, and it adds extra fabric in the front of the foot that you do not need, because then it gets all bunchy and weird. But that's what I have to say about these two socks. I think my partner really loves them. I really love them. I would like to try to knit another pair of socks, but I'm not feeling motivated to knit a pair of socks. So we will see. There's a few more sweaters or cardigans that I'd like to get out of the way first, and then we'll see if I'm interested in doing socks at that point. But thank you for listening to this week's 2-week update. Next week, we will have another the boyfriend narrates for you, or the boyfriend voiceovers for you. I hope you enjoy that when that comes up. I'm very excited to share it with you, and I'm very excited to see what he has to say about the next stitch. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I will see you again in 1 week. All right, guys, bye.